You gotta just know that everything is temporary. And when you try and hold on to something, that's when it can destroy you. Anything. You know, people, seasons, places, things are all temporary, and that's why you have to enjoy that present, right?
You gotta let them go. You gotta let them go, and you gotta let them be on their own journey, and you can't fight for it anymore. And you gotta love them exactly where they are. And you gotta say, baby, you know what? The hardest thing to do is to walk away from someone that you still love.
I just ended a
Letting go of a relationship that no longer serves you. I know it can feel overwhelming and even a little scary, but sometimes the healthiest thing we can do for ourselves is release what's been holding us back. Y'all, these clips are absolutely amazing because they touch on the things that we just tend to ignore and lie to ourselves about. These clips are going to help us face the hard truth and help us move forward from relationships that no longer serve us. So if you are currently healing from a past relationship and you want some tips on how to let go, stick around, grab a snack, grab a notebook, and grab a glass of wine or your favorite drink, and let's get into this video. Also, if y'all have any tips on how to heal from heartbreak, or if you have your own personal story, leave a comment down below because I would love to hear from each and every one of y'all.
I'm gonna say this loud enough for the people in the back. You know when your life's gonna change? When you stop holding on to people that have let go of you. They moved on with their life. It's time for you to move on with yours. Sometimes you just gotta accept that certain things will never go back to how they used to be because certain people will never go back to who they used to be in your life. Sometimes you gotta wake up and realize that what you're holding on to just doesn't exist anymore. And the more you can accept what is, the less you'll be controlled by what was. Straight up.
Things for sure, two things for certain is this right here. I'm not banging on no closed doors. If that is done, then it's done. If the relationship done, it's done. If the friendship done, it's done. I'm no longer banging on no closed doors. Whatever's behind that door is just not for me. Understand that. And I'm not crying over no spilled milk neither. Hello, somebody. That's right. I'm not crying over no spilled milk. Whatever happened, then happened, and I'm moving on to what's next. I'm not sitting and soaking and whining about no missed moments neither. That's right. Any missed moment, any missed opportunity, it is what it is. It just wasn't for me. I have a mentality right now where I'm just focusing on what's next. How can I make my next move? Strategizing and making the right plan for my next move. I don't have time to sit and whine and cry about stuff that have already happened. Understand that necessary endings, baby. That's right. Some things gotta end in order for new things to begin. Hello, somebody. That's just where I'm at. I'm moving forward. I ain't got nothing to do with the rest of that.
You're going to have to move on from some of these seasons without an explanation. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why everything fell apart. I don't know why they did you like that. I don't know why a sovereign God didn't stop it. I don't know why a God who can do anything anyway chose to do it that way. I can't make it make sense. But if an explanation is what was needed for you to have closure, God would give you one. And it's one thing to suffer. It's another thing to have to suffer and be quiet. Because speaking would expose a person you loved that hurt you. So whenever there's a gap between what I've done and what you understand, you got a choice what to fill that gap with. You can fill it with trust, or you can fill it with suspicion. Darius, have I earned your trust?
You've got to stop caring.
I was convincing myself that it wasn't okay to let go because things were going to turn around. We did this exercise where we just stated the facts. And for someone who so deeply understands the human psyche, like for example, sometimes People do want to be with you, but they physically can't because of their avoidant attachment style or their anxious attachment style. Like their brain is not working normal. And so because I understand psychology so deeply, sometimes I essentially make excuses for people because I understand what's going on in their brain to a fault. So we did this exercise where we just stated facts. The fact is, he broke up with me and he doesn't want to be with me. When I said these facts, I basically busted out crying, like having a visceral reaction to the truth that has been the truth for 7 months. And I realized that I don't even know if I can post this. This is so vulnerable. I just haven't been telling myself the truth and been holding on for dear life. So if you are struggling with letting go and you're beating around the bush and saying, well, maybe, maybe this is going to happen and maybe that, and these are all the reasons that I should still hold on. What are the facts? Did he leave? Did he tell you he doesn't want to be with you? That's the fact. So use that and build your new life.
And if I can leave you with anything, I want to leave you with this. Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
So my number one most comment that I got in my previous video was, yo, like, how do I master detachment, or how do I go no contact? So we're about to get into it. Rule number one, acknowledge it for what it is. Not for what you think it might be, not for what you see potential in. Acknowledge the situation for exactly what it is. Secondly, accept the situation for exactly what it is. Accept the person for exactly who they are. Once again, not the potential in what you see in them. Once you gather all those things and you're like, damn, like, it is what it is. Thirdly, you move accordingly, baby. We are returning energy. We're giving what we're getting and nothing less. And last but certainly not least, the most important part. Silence is the loudest response. I don't care if they send you the craziest text, email, voicemail, whatever. You remember why we are where we are right now. You remember that pain that you're feeling right now and realize that you deserve 20 times more than what you have been given.
Moving on 101. At night, it's gonna get lonely. At night, it is gonna get lonely. I'm here to tell you it. But you know what you gotta do? Stay busy. Stay busy so you ain't got no choice but to sleep. We ain't falling on the phone. We not falling asleep on the phone with no other nigga to cope from the last nigga. We is not. That ain't gonna get us nowhere but hurt. Cause you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get attached to that other nigga, and you not even gonna be on your healing, moving on journey no more. You just finna be fucked up in the head by another nigga. Sis, relax. Relax. Peacefully and happily.
This clip was so true. Like, do not try to distract yourself with someone else unless you're just truly not trying to heal. But if you're really on this healing journey and you're trying to just become the best version of yourself, focus on yourself. Focus on the hard part, which is the hard questions and the hard conversations that need to be had, and just really do the work. Don't distract yourself.
Never make a man tell you he doesn't want you more than once. He's told you in 90 different ways that he doesn't want you. When he doesn't come home, when he doesn't talk to you, when he doesn't share like he used to, when he, that's saying, I don't want you. And that doesn't have anything to do with your value as a person. Women often, we've invested so much time and money in a guy, we just can't, we can't cut our losses and go. But it never gets better. You can't, never beg anybody to love you. It never works.
Y'all, this video clip gets me every single time. Like, Judge told her, she really went in and told the God's honest truth. A man is going to show you how he feels about you 100% of the time. And it's either good or bad. We got to quit lying to ourselves, okay? We have to quit lying to ourselves and just accept reality for what it is.
Only person you could save is yourself. Can't keep backtracking as to what wrong someone did to you or whatever. You got to figure out how to heal that. You haven't met all the people who are going to love you in your life yet. And so when you meet all these people who are going to love you, they do not want to meet a vengeful person because they're going to get the overflow of that vengefulness. As a matter of fact, they're not going to get the overflow of that vengefulness. They're going to get nothing. They're going to go so far with you, and then it's going to stop. I've been with those people. They're called emotionally unavailable.
Sometimes you gotta look at somebody and tell them, I know you love me, but your love hurts. The love you have for me is breaking me. It's destroying my soul. It's stressing me the fuck out. I know you were saying you love me, but your love is possessive. It's jealous. It's harmful. I don't doubt that you feel love towards me. The way you display it hurts me, and I can't be here no more. And I need y'all to understand that, because half the time y'all stand in this relationship because you know that person loves you, and you think that's enough. He loves me, so I know it can work. No! Sometimes that love will destroy you, and it is. So it's not whether or not this person loves you. Quit asking that irrelevant question, because what the love look like is pain. What it looks like is abuse, neglect, lack. That's what it looks like. So whether or not he loves you or she loves you is irrelevant. What's the fruit of the love, yo?
I am completely committed to letting people miss out on me. Like, I am completely committed to knowing my worth and my value and not willing to compromise that so that people can get away with whatever they want with me. Because the truth is that, like, I know what I bring to the table. I know the value I have. I know the qualities that I present. And if people are not willing to live in that, be a part of that, then that's their loss. If you're going to treat me like I'm nothing, I'm going to make sure that I'm nothing. I'm going to make sure that I've created my space and moved away. I'm not going to let people rob me of my peace just so I can be in their company. I don't know where we've gotten into this habit of just letting ourselves be sold short so that people can afford a little bit of us. They're cheap. Let them be cheap. You are meant to be so much more. And if people can't afford you, that's their loss. And if people can't appreciate the fact that they had you around for free, listen, people have lost way greater things for way less. Let you be one of them.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but baby, letting go is an act of self-love too. I know it is hard, but I'm going to say it one more time. Letting go is an act of self-love too. When you let go of things that no longer serve you, when you let go of relationships that no longer align with you, when you let go and you choose to love yourself, you're choosing your healing, you're choosing your growth, you're choosing to get to the next level of your life. And I know it is easier said than done, but baby, so is everything. Everything is easier said than done. When you are holding on, you are also choosing to suffer. When you are holding on, you are also choosing to suffer. But in that letting go, baby, there is healing. In that letting go, there is growth. In that letting go, there are those moments of you finding yourself once again. In that letting go is those moments of you discovering who you are once again. So I'm going to say it one more time. Letting go is an act of self-love too.
Once a woman gets hurt, she has this moment of, I will never let this happen to me again. Now she becomes so much more cautious. Now she's, instead of jumping in the pool, you're putting your toe in the water, seeing what the temperature is. You're gonna be a lot more mindful, and you're gonna be a lot more afraid. Let's just call it what it is, all right?
Respect yourself enough to let go of anything that no longer grows you. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anyone who is putting you down and not valuing your heart. It's time for you to step out and be who you're supposed to be and stop allowing yourself to be put into this box and becoming someone else's version of you.
It's very difficult to let go of someone that you love, but it's harder to live in that state of confusion, in that state of non-commitment, in that future idea of non-compatibility. See, the biggest thing that you have to worry about is spending your time, investing your time with the wrong person. So the moment that you know that it's not going to make sense for you, for your future, You owe it to not only yourself, but your future legacy to let go of that relationship. I'm not saying it's not going to be hard. You're not going to want to do a lot of things in life after you let this person go. You're not going to want to eat. You're not going to want to work. You're not going to be able to sleep at night because you're going to be thinking about them. When you do fall asleep, you're going to have dreams about them. And those dreams are going to be so real. And they're going to haunt you. And 5, 10, 15 minutes after you wake up, your head is going to be in a cloud because those dreams are just so real. You just want to stay asleep. So getting up in the morning is even hard. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't know what you have to live for. And yes, it will be hard to let go of them, but it's going to be harder for you to stay.
I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes when you forgive people, it's not to rectify the affair or get the matter resolved. It's to resolve the matter internally. I'm forgiving you for me, not for you. I'll probably never deal with you again, but I forgive you. But it just showed me I can't be looking for myself inside of other people, and we do that a lot of times. I can't expect you to be the way I'm built, because I'm cut from a bandana. A lot of these dudes cut from paper. So I can't expect you to be like me. And I understand that and I respect it. I just know how far to go with you now.
Sometimes you know you have to move on while you still have strong feelings for them. Here are 5 ways to let go when you still love them from a licensed therapist and certified trauma professional. Make sure you listen to the last because it's the most important. First, go ahead and cut off contact. A lot of times people like the idea of holding on to a friendship because the concept of breaking it off completely sounds like too much too soon. You decided to do this for a reason. Give yourself some room to breathe. Second, let go of the fantasy. Most people don't miss the relationship they actually had. What they mourn is what they thought the relationship could have been. The only problem is that never existed. Third, make peace with the past. Acceptance is not about letting the other person off the hook, it's about your emotional freedom. Fourth, know that it's okay to have strong feelings for them. But part of maturity is knowing that strong feelings in and of themselves is not enough to make relationships work. And fifth, while you don't need to love them any less to move on, you do need to love yourself more.
Man, please don't ever get me to a point where I start thinking I'm gonna back off, not care so much, maybe not love so hard. I absolutely hate that. And I should never have to feel that. Listen, if I'm with you, please don't ever take me for granted. Don't show me an energy that you just can't maintain. Because I love so hard. I go above and beyond for the person I love, man. So when I start receiving hot and cold energy, that push and pull, and that shit does something to me mentally. And I feel it all over my body. The anxiety, questioning my reality like, maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm wrong. And the last thing I want to do is just submit and let you walk all over me. I've done that before. So don't go and promise me that you wouldn't be out here doing the same thing to me. That you wouldn't be putting me through the same kind of shit. See, I deserve better. The absolute best. You and I both know that. And if you can't see me with anybody else, then become better. Don't have me out here folding on myself because you can't respect me. I'm gonna let that sink in.
I really believe that you have not really experienced real heartbreak until you screamed and cried out to God. Like, can I just sleep? You feel that emotional pain physically. I believe after that cry, you got 2 options. Either you're going to allow yourself to be numb and just not feel anything and be bitter. Allowing yourself to be numb like that is a form of bitterness. Because that really just means you ain't fully let it go. When you stop your healing process at you just being numb or bitter, all you doing is trying to find somebody new to finish off what that last person started, leading to another heartbreak. Or you're going to allow yourself to feel every emotion that come with it, and you're going to stick it out and go through it. That's really the only way that you're going to break this whole cycle of constant heartbreak. Allow God to deal with the matters of your heart. That's when that cycle can break. And I really pray that whoever is watching this video, if you are going through heartbreak, I pray that God just heals your heart. That the next time that you fall in love is with the person that God called to be in your life. And I pray that heartbreak never finds your address again.
I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes when you forgive people, it's not to rectify the affair or get the matter resolved. It's to resolve the matter internally. I'm forgiving you for me, not for you. I'll probably never deal with you again, but I forgive you. But it just showed me I can't be looking for myself inside of other people, and we do that a lot of times. I can't expect you to be the way I'm built, because I'm cut from a bandana. A lot of these dudes cut from paper. So I can't expect you to be like me. And I understand that and I respect it. I just know how far to go with you now.
So when you think about
inviting that person back into your life, when you think about forgiving that friend that you've been forgiving over and over and over, y'all done stopped talking, then started talking, then stopped talking. When you realize that it has to be a point where it ends, it stops, so that you can continue to be the best version of yourself, so that you can continue to become the person that you desire, the person that you love, so that you can create the life that you're proud of. You want to be proud of who you become and who you interact with.
It's okay to let them go now. There's nothing more for you to do. You see, you can't give more of what someone already doesn't appreciate. And you weren't put on this earth to convince anyone of your worth. And someone that loves you, truly loves you, will never make you feel like you have to fight for a spot in their life. See, there's an old saying that one person's trash is another person's treasure. But I've never believed that. You see, you're valuable. And just because someone didn't see it, doesn't mean it changes your worth. So those late nights wondering why you weren't good enough, those days sitting by the phone hoping they'll call, nah, you deserve much better than that. So yeah, it's okay to let them go now.
Sometimes you have to realize that you're not holding on to something good. You're trying to go back in time to when it was good. Find peace that some things just have an expiration date. It's like Dr. Seuss said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, and then move the fuck on.
It's crazy how you will accept damn near anything and everything from a man. But it's like once he does that final thing, and it could just be something like very simple, but once he does that final thing, something clicks in your brain and you're just like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? And like you never turn back. I love that for us.
Sometimes you have to realize that you're not holding on to something good. You're trying to go back in time to when it was good. Find peace that some things just have an expiration date. It's like Dr. Seuss said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, and then move the fuck on.
I'm to the stage now where it is what it is. I'm not even tripping no more. Like, we're going through the same shit over and over, and at this point, I'm really just fucking tired of it. So it's like, do what you want to do, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's like, every time you break my heart, bro, it's like I get over you more and more and more. So at this point, do what the fuck you please.
Y'all, somebody said this to me today, and I was like, okay, check me. To heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. And for the girls that get it, the girls that get it, understand. And that's for everybody. In order for you to heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. Not put a fucking Band-Aid over it and keep checking to see, you know, is it healed yet? Do I need to put more ointment on it? You just gotta stop touching it. You gotta stop touching it. Because guess what? A scab is never gonna grow over it, and you're never gonna have that new layer of skin if you keep touching it. I don't have to say what's in between because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you gotta start touching it. I don't have to say what's in between because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you gotta start touching it.
You know what's truly heartbreaking is when you take a step back and you start to assess things and break things down completely and remove the blindfolds, only to realize that some people don't genuinely love you the way you have convinced yourself that they do. They only love the way you go out of your way for them. They only love the way how you sacrifice for them. They only love the way you consider them because it boosts their ego. They don't put in any effort themselves. The problem is that many of us aren't blind to how people treat us. or what they do to us, we voluntarily cover our own eyes, blinded by our own love, hoping that the love we give, they will want to give it back to us. The love we give and the so-called love they give back simply doesn't match. You can't expect them to do how you do.
I know now that this is how it works. You don't get to keep everyone in your life forever. There are some people that are just meant to be a sunrise for you, a light to pull you out of the darkness. There are friends, lovers, relationships that are seasonal. No matter how deep of a conversation you had with that person at 2 a.m., no matter how much you shared your heart. Even if you can still draw the lines of their smile like a map of a too familiar road in the back of your mind, there almost always comes a time to move on, a time to let go. Regardless of the letting go, I just wanted you to know that you're always going to feel a bit like home to me. No matter how temporary, it is still beautiful that I got to call so many hearts my home.
Sometimes people don't realize how dope you are until they start meeting people that don't move like you. So you know what? I decided that I'm not going to force nobody to stay in my life. If you forfeit your spot, that's your loss.
The more you love yourself, the easier it becomes to detach from things that don't love you. And this is why I tell women that you need to practice self-love. Self-love will help you cut toxic people out of your life. You're not desperate or codependent on their approval and acceptance because you're whole and complete within. You're not going to get offended when somebody try to cut you off and not be in your life anymore. Y'all know how many people have walked out of my life while I'm at a place of deep self-love? Like, I don't lose sleep behind that. I don't care about none of that because anybody who is meant to be in my life, they're still in my life. They still have my number. We still talk. We still communicate. So if somebody leaves my life, that means they weren't supposed to be. Or maybe they were there for only a certain journey or season. And I'm okay with that. But when you don't love yourself, then you seek closure. And I just need to know why you cut me off. Why did you block me? Why did you disconnect from me? Why are you talking about me? Why are you posting about me? I don't care. Now the old broken me in my 20s, oh yeah, I needed to know. I needed some type of closure. But now, man, listen. The way I love myself, I truly enjoy my company. And you gotta really be so whole and complete within yourself. You can't be codependent on somebody else to determine how your mood gonna go, how your day is gonna go. That is such a unstable place to be because I've been there. That's how I know. So I challenge my women, develop your self-love. Does that make sense? Come on, let me know in the comments. Comment below. If self-love is critical, let me know in the comments. Come on, comment below. Don't you dare pursue any romantic relationship before you are solid, whole, and secure within yourself. Because you're going to be in trouble.
You got to come to terms with people not wanting you. They don't want you the same way you want them, so you need to move on. You need to move on and go where you're wanted. Go where the love resides.
It's a moment where we realize one or two things. There's either nothing more that I can do or nothing more that I'm willing to do. And that's a very small window. Because on the other side of that window is just stand because I'm here, stand because I've been here, stand because I'm scared to be somewhere else, right? At the moment, you know there's nothing else you can do, or that you ain't gonna do nothing else, even if you could. You need to go ahead and start working on your exit plan.
Yes.
Now leaving may not be immediate. We have to be realistic. Everybody not in situations where they can up and bounce as easy as it said, but you need to start planning your exit, whatever that means for you. If your exit requires establishing safety elsewhere, if it requires you stacking your finances up, at the very moment, like that moment when you like, nah, I'm tapped. Because a lot of us realize that and we try to push, we try to dig, like, bruh, if you cannot show up in your relationship healthy and wholehearted, you need to leave. Even if it's you need to go. Because it's gonna get to the point where you punishing the person across from you because you're not even showing up in a healthy way. You showing up out of resentment. You showing up with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so once you realize you in that space, like Kitty said, a stagnation, just go ahead and start working on your exit plan.
Wow. I mean, the wisdom that I gained from these clips is invaluable. I just feel so much more knowledgeable on how to let go and how to move past relationships. And I just hope that you ladies have gained some tips that'll work for you in your life, and it'll just help you to elevate and be better. So yes, if you did gain anything from this video, please leave a comment down below. I want to hear from my community, the Elevated Beauty community. And yes, if you are not part of the family yet, y'all tap in, hit that subscribe button, because we are all about elevation, all about abundance, and all about healing. Okay? So yes, tap in. And all right, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.